Hey, if you're looking to add captions in Premiere Pro, you've come to the right place. Hey, I'm Cameron King, and on this channel, I like to help you grow as a post-production professional, grow in your career, grow in your expertise, grow in your skill set. So if you want more stuff like this, please subscribe. Captions are everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, television, you name it. Most folks are watching your videos with captions on. It's a shame. It's a shame. So with that said, we need to add captions to our videos. Luckily enough for you, I can show you how to do that very easily within Premiere Pro with just a few steps. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so first of all, we need to make sure that we have the latest version of Premiere Pro. I'm on Premiere Pro 2022 point something or another. It is 2022. But you can do that by going to up here to your menu, to Premiere Pro, About Premiere Pro, and if you have two screens like mine, it'll pop up on the other screen for some reason. And as you can see here, I have 2022, and it starts scrolling. It looks like I have 22.5, which I believe is the latest as of the release of this video. So if you're watching this video in 2019, you're probably on an old version. Let's go back to the future. Now make sure the video is finalized. You want to put captions on a finalized video. You want to make sure that your picture is locked. Right here, you can see my sequence. I have a pretty locked picture here. It's locked enough for the purpose of this video. So we want to make sure we don't have any more changes because that will just create a ripple effect. Make sure your video is finished before you start captioning, is what I'm trying to say. Now I'll make another video of other uses for this particular tool, the captioning and transcription tool that Premiere has given us, that the lovely folks of Adobe have given us. But for now, we're just gonna stick with captioning, and I'll teach you about some of the other stuff in another video later. Now what I like to do with my videos, I like to keep this stuff as simple as possible so you can get right to it. So step one, Premiere's open, go to Window, Text. There's this little thing right here called Text. That's what you wanna hit. And from text, this window right here will pop up. You'll see three different options. I'll go through those right now. Now, sometimes this window will pop up on the side or whatever. I have this in an editorial view. So it popped up right here, but wherever it pops up, this is the things that are gonna happen. So right here, you see this button, which is Transcribe Sequence. So what it'll basically do, if your sequence is down here, the sequence that is highlighted, it'll transcribe that entire sequence. It won't create captions yet. It'll just transcribe. It'll just do some, artificial intelligence to make text to speech, speech to text. It'll make speech to text for whatever video is in the sequence. So that's what that does right there. It just transcribes it per the time code and all that stuff. And I'll push that button here in a little bit, but for now I'm just gonna keep going. And so the next button is to create a new caption track. And essentially what that does is just creates a new caption track, just like it says. It'll create a track up on top so you can actually start making your own captions if you want to. We're not gonna do that for the sake of this video. That's if you wanna do your own captions by hand. We're not going to do it by hand. We're going to do it from the transcription, which I'll show here in a minute. And this one is import captions from files. So if you actually got this delivered off to like Rev or some other, using Descript or some other third party, you can actually import the SRTs and it'll create the captions from that. So however your workflow, for now, we're just going to do the transcribe sequence. So step two, we're going to hit Transcribe Sequence, which is the first button. Let's go ahead and do that now. See what happens. Oh, so this little menu is going to pop up and it's going to ask you what language it is. English, we're going to go with English. Most of the defaults are pretty good on this. It's the mix. Sometimes if you have lyrics in your audio, or if you have lyrics in your music, stuff like that, it can pick up on that. So you might want to do the particular track, like audio 1, audio 2, whatever that looks like. I just do the mix for simple videos like social media and things like that. It does have music, but no lyrics. And there's other things on here too, like transcribe in and out points. If you want to do in and out points, merge output with existing transcription. Don't really know what that is. You want to leave a comment, by all means do it. Haven't used that before. And then recognize when different speakers are talking. So if you have like two cameras, two speakers, that sort of thing, makes sense, right? So we're going to go ahead and hit transcribe. And then some magic happens. Magic, people. And depending on the length of your video, could take longer, could take shorter. This is a 2.5 minute video. Shouldn't take too long. We'll get a few more seconds. All right, so there you have it. The magic has happened and the voodoo in the machine has done its thing. And right here, we have a transcription on within these three menus, right? So we were right here in this menu to hit all this stuff right here. We're in transcript now, so it made a transcription into this little sub panel, whatever you want to call it, and it's based off of the time code, right? So there we have it. The entire sequence is transcribed, and one cool thing about it is you can actually click. Oh, don't mind the man behind the curtain, but you can actually, wherever you click is where it's going to highlight on here, which is really cool. So if you want to do like a search for a certain topic or a certain soundbite or whatever, you can go to it. You see how my timeline indicator moves down here? It'll move around up here and vice versa. Pretty neat stuff. So the third step we're going to do is create the captions. And you do that by hitting this button right here that says Create Captions. So let's do that. So right here, you'll have another menu pop up, menus galore, right? So you want to create from the sequence transcript, which is what we have right here, the transcript. And pretty much all these presets, unless you're super nerdy into this stuff, they all work just fine. I'm not into that stuff. I just want to get the job done, and that's what we're going to do. So subtitle default, format, subtitle default. I don't know why they repeat themselves. We'll go with it. But the defaults are usually fine for most people. All these other things really have to do with like broadcast and have to do with certain requirements for certain channels. Let's just go with the default. So style, now style is pretty cool. So if you have your own, and I can cover this in another video, if you have your own sort of font or colors or look and feel, you can actually build the style in the essential graphics panel and apply it to your captions. Really cool stuff. We're just gonna go for the default for now. And then maximum length in characters, 42 is the default. Now, which is great for 16:9 videos, but if you do something like a 9:16 or a square video, I would do something probably in the 20 to 30 range, because you want it to be a little bit bigger and, you know, more social media friendly. Really up to you. Let's just stick with the default for now, and then you can play with all the rest of the stuff later. Minimum duration's fine. I usually go with pretty much all the defaults when it comes to my 16:9 videos. And then I hit this lovely button called Create. Now we're gonna watch more magic happen. Stick around for more magic. Oh, and there we have it, folks. We have captions. Captions galore. So what it did was it created this whole other track up here above the line, so to speak, and we have captions. So there you go. There you have it. Captions, a caption track, and then you can see right here in the caption section, you can actually see where we are in the timeline and what chunks or what captions sort of, you know, how it breaks it apart and all that stuff. All right, now step 4, we want to actually kind of go through it and clean up the captions. Now, this is artificial intelligence, so it does, you know, think that you say words, and if you mumble like I do, it'll pick up words differently, or if you say somebody's name, they might misspell it. And things like proper nouns and using, you know, the sentence cases and the periods and commas and stuff like that, grammatically correct things, you might want to go through, fix all that right now. You could fix it in the transcription portion of it. I personally don't do that because sometimes there are, let me just find an example. Sometimes there are places where the break is kind of weird, like it'll be really heavy text on top, like it'll have like just like 3 words on top. I don't have any examples right here. I actually did a pretty good job of it, but it'll, like right here for instance, it has like a lot of like not that many words up here and then a lot of words on the second line. And what I'll do in that situation is I'll actually, you know, even it out, you know what I mean, just to make it look more pleasing to the eye. And I'll do that all at the same time, the same pass, so I don't have to like, you know, double dip, so to speak. That's just how my workflow. You can fix it beforehand if you want to, up to you. So now that you have quickly put in some captions, we're going to export. So once you get to the export menu, you want to go down to captions, export options, burn captions into video. And what that does is it creates, it burns it into the video. Like, you know, my eyes are burning, but my captions are burning. And now that you have them burned in, you just hit export, let it go to town. And the next step to hit like and subscribe. I'm going to go more in depth with this tool in a later video. You want to follow along for that. And also, if you want to grow your career as a video editor, check out this video.